Hello everyone and welcome back. This is just going to be a short little video going over...
I don't know how short it's going to be.
This is just going to be a long video going over all of our life updates from the last few months because there's been a lot that has happened.
Oh, so let's get into it. A short little video. So one of the major things that happened in the past couple months is we got married. We filmed a whole video kind of specifically talking about the wedding and how it was, but I just kind of wanted to recap because it has been a couple months now. Like looking back at the wedding, how do you feel about it now?
I really enjoyed the day. It was the most expensive day of my life, but it was also one of the best days of my life. So I think it was definitely worth it. It was nice having all of the friends and family together. I know we kind of went back and forth on if we wanted to do a big wedding or just kind of elope. And I don't know. I'm happy that we did the choice we did in a way because I feel like the last time we would actually have all of those people in the same room together and stuff. So
that is a good way to look at it. I feel like I agree, and I still, realistically, going back, I probably would have done the same thing. But I feel like as time goes on and stuff from the wedding, I'm like, oh, maybe we should have just done something abroad. I think if we did just do a smaller thing in another country and then did the big party kind of more reception thing here, just because I think it would have been more us, and it also would have been a lot less expensive. I think as time goes on, I maybe have some doubts of was it worth that much?
There's definitely things we could have saved money on for sure.
But that's the thing, is I don't even think about it that way, because it's I wouldn't change a single thing about the actual day. You know what I mean? I wouldn't go back and be like, oh, I wouldn't have bought this, or I wouldn't have had this vendor, I wouldn't have, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been anything like that. It's just either that or something completely different, which I think is what usually happens in my head. Mm-hmm. But I think I did really enjoy, the dancing part of it is always, my favorite. And I think if we wouldn't have done that,
you could have still danced.
I could have still danced, yeah.
Just not with all the people.
Right, true, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. My favorite part was still you walking down the aisle, which I guess we would have gotten with an elopement still,
yeah.
But
we could have had mountain range in the background.
Yeah.
I think it also was just the day flew by so fast, which everyone always says, but it's interesting too, because from my perspective, when I woke up in the morning, I woke up at 8, and by wake up, I mean I was pretty much up all night anyway, so I got out of bed at probably a little earlier than that, probably 7:30, but I was one of the last people to get ready, so I didn't even start going into makeup and hair and stuff until maybe 12:30. So for me, I felt the day was going really slow at first. I was oh my gosh, just haven't done anything. And then it's as soon as I hit that mark, it was boom, 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 boom. All the way until maybe about halfway through the dancing. Because that was, since I've said, that was what I was most excited about. And I thought that part was going to go by really fast because I was really just enjoying it. And I remember at one point I asked you, what time is it? And you were it's 10 o'clock. And I was oh my gosh, we still have 2 hours left. And at that point I was getting tired, and I was okay. But yeah, I think it was just really a chaotic day as well, which was maybe one of the reasons why I was oh, maybe I crave it a little bit slower or whatever. But I don't know, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I felt the day started very slow for me. I also was up most of the night, and my best man was supposed to get to my room around 9, so I had my alarm set for 8, but I still remember just seeing the notification on my phone at 7:30 that you have an alarm in 30 minutes. And it's okay, I'm just shutting it off and getting up now. And the whole morning for the guys, there wasn't much to do, so we were just playing games basically the whole entire morning for hours and hours. And then, yeah, the girls were running a bit behind too on stuff, so we didn't get a chance to do our photos prior to the ceremony also. So,
and
yeah, we had very little.
I forgot to mention the part where you woke up to text, so like 5-6 text messages from me throughout the night, like not just all at one time, about like things we forgot to do or like, things we
I was seeing them, but I was just like, I need to fall asleep. And yeah, so that part all went very slow, but then once it actually started, it felt a lot quicker. Like the ceremony, I thought, went by pretty fast, and then dinner went by fast just because we were doing photos and everything. Dancing, it did feel like a good amount of time, but just the morning for me was so slow that everything else felt fast in comparison. But I think I was just there walking around nervous for hours because we had nothing going on for the like 7 or 8 hours I was up before we actually did.
There's also, with big weddings like that, there's also pressure, at least that I felt. Maybe that's just like me, people-pleasing tendencies, but I was like, I think that also stressed me out, was just like wanting to make sure that everyone was having a good time, everyone was taken care of. And I think that didn't take away from the day necessarily, but like looking back at it, I'm like, maybe it did a little bit, I don't know. After the wedding was over, we did have like a couple days there where we got to kind of be in that bubble, but for those of you who haven't watched past videos and don't know, we got in a car accident a couple days before the wedding, so we were honestly kind of dealing with that issue after. But we did have a couple days there where I felt like we actually got to stay in the wedding bubble. And then I had a big work event. So pretty much things kind of went back to normal, I think, really quickly, because there wasn't really an option. Like, it's not, we were going on honeymoon right away. It's, it was snap back to reality right away. So I don't think things changed that much at all since actually being married, because we were already living together. We already kind of had our lives figured out, and we didn't really have the option to necessarily stay in that wedding bubble for that period of time.
Yeah, I agree. And it all kind of went back to normal very quickly, and then and then we jumped into the camp that I coordinate this grief camp, which was 2 weeks after the wedding. Yeah. It's like a full weekend thing. So I was there all weekend. Damick volunteers at the camp as well. So, I guess we left Thursday, right? We go down Thursday. We're there pretty much the whole day Thursday, and then like through Sunday. And it's like a chaotic weekend. It's a very chaotic week leading up to that too. I'm like working a lot of hours, getting all the final things checked. This is my second year actually running the camp. It's both of our like third years being like at the camp, working at the camp. But I'd say it was easier in a lot of ways than my first year because I was still trying to figure everything out. But then having that on top of the wedding, to be fair, I think my coworkers did do a really good job of like trying to take over as much as they could, allowing me to like enjoy that time. But I do feel like it did take away a little bit from the wedding stuff because one, I was so preoccupied with that, right? But then also having to jump right back into things super quick after getting back from the wedding, and then it just was like stressful. I don't know. I feel like most people after their wedding feel like, oh, I can breathe now, and I feel like we, at least for myself, but I was thinking with like the car accident and stuff, we were like dealing with that, and then we didn't have a car, we had to get a rental car, and then I'm doing like this big work event. But the camp, I think, went really smooth this year. I'd say it actually went better than it did my first year, and not all of those are necessarily things that I could control. It was just like people showing up, the activities going right, timing stuff and whatever. I would say it went pretty smooth, but the challenges really just lied in trying to do everything at once was intense. And then after the camp, we had about 2 weeks of just kind of relaxation there before we ended up leaving for our honeymoon, which I guess was another 2 weeks of relaxation then.
Well.
Yeah, we did a lot. We crammed a lot into those 2 weeks. 5 locations.
I wouldn't really call it relaxation.
Yeah.
It was more just...
another sightseeing trip.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, it was definitely a break from reality. But, I don't know. I think it was very go, 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 go. And maybe if we had... I don't regret it because if I'm being honest, like, I wouldn't have done anything different. You know what I mean? Like, even if I could go back and tell that person, like, you know, maybe you should do something that's, like, a little bit more relaxing. Like, this has been a lot. Like, I would be like, no, I'm sorry.
So you will likely see that we have some other videos of where we went on our honeymoon. I think it's split into 2 videos, one for our first half in Italy and then another for our second half in Greece. So if you're curious where we went in each location, check those videos out.
But both Italy and Greece were really lovely. I'm glad that we picked those places. Like, I think they were, you know, really, really nice. And I think in Italy it was a lot more sightseeing. In Greece we did have a little bit more time to relax towards the end there. But I will say a lot of the transportations that we took, because we took many transportations.
All the transportations.
Pretty much all went to plan. Like, we really didn't have, I think maybe we had a flight that was delayed by like 30-40 minutes or something, but we really didn't have any delays with trains, planes, ferries, all of the above. And so I thought that was nice. Mm-hmm. That's never happened to us before.
So what was your favorite moment from the trip besides all the transportations?
Going well. I mean, I would have to say the wine tour, vineyard tour in Italy. Being able to do that and being able to get to see more of Italy than just the cities that we went to. Because he like drove us around quite a bit. I think we probably spent, 3 hours maybe of the day driving? Mm-hmm. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
We got to take a cooking class. I really enjoyed that. And in Greece, I think I really enjoyed seeing all the monuments and like the typical stuff. And then also just the views in all the places we went were beautiful. Like, I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, you basically covered all my favorites there. I would say also we did like the boat tour when we were in Santorini. I thought that was kind of cool, going out, seeing the active volcano there still. That was cool. The hike we did on that island was just a fun day. I thought it was relaxing enough. Like, it was hot and it was long uphill, but it was good.
Well, it was uphill,
and downhill.
Uphill, downhill. It was funny because like every time you like thought you reached the peak and you'd like start walking down, then you'd get there and you'd be like, oh, nope. But then, yeah, we got back to real life, and it was kind of a rough transition, at least for me, because just a lot going on in the world right now that really affects my job. So jumping back into that right away was hard. I think it's just felt like a lot over the past couple months. It feels like as soon as you kind of get back into a normal routine, something happens and something's coming up. And not to say that it's all like negative stuff. Obviously, the wedding wasn't a negative thing. Going on a trip isn't a negative thing. It's more just like things that uproot your life and throw you into this different pattern. And then, you know, getting back to that feeling of some sort of stability is a bit difficult. But overall, I don't think that like being married or anything has necessarily changed our lives that drastically.
No, I'd agree. I think life is mostly the same. It's just come with other life struggles unrelated lately that have made things more difficult than normal, but
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been more hectic, I feel like, with our jobs too, just from having that time away, or like after we got married there, then like we hopped back into work and life, and like with our camp and everything, things were busy. Then we were gone for a few weeks and we both came back, I think, to just a lot of work that had piled up while we're gone. Like both of our jobs, it's not like just your on the clock job and then you're done. Like if you're gone, the work's still there when you get back. It doesn't just go away. So I think like that, yeah, that's been hard too, just kind of balancing that. But I think we're both kind of back to that point now of like things are starting to calm down, get back into the regular routine again, and get back to more of that balance.
Yeah, and you know, we both like to travel, so we're like spending, I guess, a lot of time planning trips or booking trips and stuff, and I'd say like that's kind of what we do for fun, and then working a lot more, like you said, just getting back into things and working. I work weekends sometimes, so that's kind of digs into our time, and then also just still wanting to find and maintain like our own things and our own hobbies and whatever. It's definitely hard to find a balance per se. Like, not to say we don't do any fun things together, but I'd say like the stuff that we do is like we like to travel, and even if it is just like short little weekend trips or something, it still takes a fair amount of planning. So like our time together is spent like planning for a trip and then going on. Speaking of some future plans, future travels, we have a couple coming up. Do you want to share?
Sure. Yeah, we are going to Hawaii in December and Utah in January.
Yep.
And are we going past that, or are we?
We have some ones we're talking. Yeah, those are the ones that are booked. We have some ones we're talking about. Thinking of doing. Damek's never been to Disney World, and I was there when I was like really, really young. But I love anything Disney, so I really want to go back as an adult and be able to do it, especially like before we have kids, because I want to be able to like go on all of the rides and do like the Epcot and all of that. So we're talking about Disney World for his birthday. And then we're also possibly talking about doing some sort of volunteering trip in Costa Rica in the summer. So yeah, we're planning a lot of future travels. We're going to try to vlog as many of those as we can, because I think we also just enjoy being able to watch those videos back to remember the trips. So like, it's actually quite funny, all of the little memories that you do forget from trips and you go back and watch it. It's just like a little home video. I like it. But other than kind of like travel vlogging and talking about the trips we go on, I think we're trying to kind of figure out what it is exactly that we want to do with this channel, and if we want to like maintain it in the same ways. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll come back to that. But now with the wedding being over, and for me also being done with school, I mean, I've been done with school now for like 2 years, but I think there was always a set end point in my life, right? Of like, okay, we're just focusing on school. That's going to be over. Then we'll do something, focus on something else. Like now, you know, you focus on the wedding, that's over, focus on something else. And I think it's like we're trying to find what that thing is and where, like what to do with life. And I think he's a lot better at just like being in whatever environment he's in and just being there, where I think I'm definitely a bit more like, but no, like what's next? Where are we going? What are we doing? And it's not that I don't think it's not, you're not like that, but I would say I'm definitely more of a planner.
I just do things.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
If you plan too much, you fail to do.
That's never happened to me.
You've done everything you've planned?
I guess no, but I wouldn't say that's necessarily to the fault of solely just me. That's usually other people around me, or like environmental factors and stuff that contribute to my inability to follow through with my plan. But usually, yes, I would say I do most things that I plan. Ever since I've become an adult and had more autonomy to be able to like make my own decisions, yeah, I think I've tried to follow through with most of the things that I planned, but yeah, things fall through, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of the end of this video. Those are some life updates, reflections on the past couple months. Some exciting things coming up in the future that we know of, and hopefully things that we don't will come up, but good things.
Yeah, good exciting.
Good exciting things. Yeah, we don't need any more of the bad ones this year.
So on that note, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please click that like button. And if you really liked it and want to see more, please click that subscribe button wherever that is down here somewhere.
Yeah, we'll have some fun future videos coming soon. See you all in another video. Bye.